I definitely would like to get my hands in some dirt. So
That'd be cool.
yeah. Are you good now, Ace?
Nah, it'll work itself out.
Okay. Oh. So for those who like to take notes, I am putting on the side for you to copy. Alrighty, there you go. Alrighty, you ready?
What'd you say in that?
I said, are you ready?
Yeah, let's rock and roll. It's all
Okay.
you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Glad everyone's doing well. I'm continuing from last week. Last week we talked about why we don't let go of the past. And this week I'm going to give some tips on how to actually let go. And I found a quote that I thought was very appropriate. And it says, we do not heal the past by dwelling there. We heal the past by living fully in the present. And that quote is from Mary Ann Williamson. So we do not heal the past by dwelling there. We heal the past by living fully in the present. So the first thing we need to do once we have decided, well, once we realize that we're still holding on to things from the past, whether it's belief systems, whether it's still mad at something that mom and daddy did, or something, that situation that happened to you, no matter what it is, the first thing we need to do is we need to make the decision that we're going to let it go, you know, because if we don't make that decision first, anything that is after that really does not matter. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we make the decision that we want to go, let things go. So those things are not going to disappear on their own. You have to make a commitment to yourself, and you have to make a commitment, you have to make a decision, and you also have to choose to let these things go. And you have to make the decision on a conscious level, because anything else just keeps pulling you back, and you end up sabotaging yourself, and you move 2 steps forward, then you end up moving 10 steps back, and then the past comes right back up in your face, and then it just keeps playing, and you end up being on a hamster wheel going around and around and around. And you know, at some point you have to make the decision, you have to make the choice to get off the hamster wheel. You know, you can't wait for Bubba to finally tell you that he's sorry for what he did. You know, you can't wait on someone else. In order for you to move forward, in order for you to live a abundant and prosperous life, you have to make the choice. Hey, anything that happened in the past, let me learn from that, but I'm not going to allow anyone else to have my power. I'm not going to let anyone else give them the power to keep taking you backwards. The only way you go backwards is you decide to go back there. So once you make the decision to let go of the past, and then what you do is you have to learn from the past, but not dwell there. So what I mean by that, there are going to be negative experiences that are going to come up. And once they come up, most of the time, you know, those things come to us and then we go down this dark hole and we stay there and we stay there. And then what ends up happening when your frequency is like, let's say 248, everything that's negative, that's a frequency of 248, all of that stuff is going to become energy at you. So just say that you're mad at Bubba and then you're driving down the street and you have an accident and you wonder what happened? Why did I have this accident? Well, accident could be actually in that same frequency. So you have to look at when you're dealing with energy, when you're dealing with frequency, that there's a lot of things that is under those frequencies. For example, most of you know that 528 is love. Well, along with love, there's joy, there's happiness, there's abundance. So when you're looking at negative energy, you have to realize that negative energy doesn't mean just that thing that you're going through. It goes along with a whole lot of other things. So just remember, when you're dealing with your past, you want to recognize it, but then you want to move on. You don't want to give it energy, and you definitely don't want to stay there. I was having a conversation with someone this week, and the more we talked, the more she kept spiraling down and down and down, because she just did not want to let go of why she was pissed off. She was pissed off at her mom. And so by the time she got home, she had called me. She lost her keys, she's lost her wallet, and she was like, Annette, I don't know what's going on. I said, well, you're in that vibration. So we don't realize that being in certain vibrations bring us that which we're putting our thoughts to. So you want to see what the past is, but you don't want to dwell there. You want, excuse me. And a lot of times we like to talk to other people about those things. Excuse me. And you don't want to talk to somebody that's going to agree with you. Okay, you're mad at Bubba. Now you done call Sally Joe, and Sally Joe got a Bubba. So now you and Sally Joe are both pissed off at y'all Bubbas. And so instead of you coming out of that energy, you just spiral even more. So if you feel the need to talk to somebody, you want to talk to someone that's going to help you look at the situation in truth and in facts, and not under your story. So you want to make those changes. And that goes to expressing yourself. So you want to get that off chest. Sometimes you need to talk to yourself. Stop going around talking to everybody else and have a conversation with yourself. And ask yourself, okay, why do I keep playing this over and over and over again? Why am I holding on to this? And I always say, I have a family meeting. So I have all these inner children. I have these adults. I have all these aspects of who I am. So once something comes up for me, I call for a family meeting. I get all of me together and then have a conversation with all of me, because I need to know what part of me, what age is actually having that issue, and giving that inner child, that 15-year-old, whoever it is, a voice to express how they feel to me, so that now I know that I can love this person and I can give the encouragement to that person, which is me from that age. And so nobody can do that for whatever age person that is for me but me. So you want to learn from it and you want to express it, but you want to express it to yourself so that you can move on. The next thing you want to do is you want to stop pointing fingers, because in pointing fingers, you're playing a victim, and it's easy for us to get into the victim mode. And the problem with blaming other people is that what ends up happening, you're blaming everybody else. And when you point to someone else, that thumb is pointing right back to you. And so you want to stop pointing fingers. You want to stop playing the blame game. You want to stop complaining, because the other thing that happens, you end up giving that person your power. And at some point, we have to decide that all the power that we have given out to all these people, we need to collect it back to ourselves. We need to bring it back to us. We need to bring us back to oneness and the wholeness. And as long as we continue to be angry with this person or mad with this person, the power that you're giving them is making you separate from who you are. So you always want to bring your power back, and you always want to stop pointing fingers, stop judging, complaining, all of that. At some point, you have to just stop, because what ends up happening, you end up in a negative zone. And then, as I said a while ago, thoughts are emotions and emotions become your reality. So if you're blaming, if you're criticizing, if you're complaining, all of those negative things, you end up in a negative zone, and energetically you're going to attract that to you. So the other thing you want to do is disconnect for a while. And I really think that the event that we just had, this event has given us an opportunity to disconnect. A lot of us are not on Facebook like we used to. A lot of us have stopped being so busy. So some of us have started back to work. Some of us are working. Some of us are not. But every so often, we need to just disconnect from everything. We need to disconnect from being on the phones, from texting, from everything, and just take quiet time and just be with self. How often do you actually just spend time with yourself, being still, meditating, doing anything that will help you become who you truly are? So make a point that periodically you disconnect. I made a promise to myself for this week that I was going to disconnect every day. And I'm going to take a certain amount of time and I'm going to disconnect, because in disconnecting, it gives me an opportunity to hear me. The next one is forgiveness, and we can definitely beat forgiveness. But Wayne Dyer said something that I thought was really profound. He said, forgiving others is essential for your spiritual growth. So as long as you're angry, as long as you're holding on to things, you are actually stifling yourself from growing spiritually. And you don't forgive for the person. This has to do with you. That person has gone on about their business and you're still mad because you're upset. And then what ends up happening, so you're not going to let it go because you think it's giving you power, and it's actually doing the opposite for you. So you want to forgive those who wrong you, and including that you want to forgive yourself, because you're wronging yourself by holding on to negative things that have long gone, could happen 20, 30 years ago, and you're still holding on to it. It's time to let it go. But again, you've got to make the choice to do this. And not everybody wants to let go, and that's okay. But just be willing to take responsibility for holding on or letting go. Either way, it's your responsibility. And then the last one is focus on the present. And one of the most effective ways to let go of the past is to embrace the present, embrace the now. Ace and I call it embracing the dot, okay? Because you can't be in the now and still be in yesterday, or you can't be in the now and still and be in tomorrow. You got to stay focused on right now. You got to be completely in the now. And every so often, something may creep up into your mind. It's going to do that. But guess what? That's your higher self letting you know, hey, this is still here. Let's work on it. Let's heal from it. So every so often, I know a lot of times clients will say to me, I thought I let that go. Well, you let it go at that time for who you were, but now it's come up again, but it's come up again in a different form, and it's come up again for who you are now and not who you are yesterday. So when you let things go, don't think that, man, I let that go and it's still here. No, it's not the same energy that's here now that was before. So focusing on the now, and when something comes up, you want to gently love yourself back into the now, because it's going to come up, but you don't want to stay there. So what you want to do, you want to love yourself in the now. You don't want to beat yourself up. You want to criticize yourself. You want to put the guilt trip on yourself. You definitely want to recognize there's something that I need to work on, but right now I'm going to stay right now in the present. And so the one thing you want to do is you want to say to yourself, that was the past, and now I'm focused on my own happiness, and I'm doing what I need to do for myself to love myself now. We have a tendency to beat up ourselves. We don't have a tendency to love ourselves. We need to love ourselves into now. We need to love ourselves in what's going on. We need to love ourselves and stop putting ourselves down. You know, you listen to the news, you see, you hear all of this stuff on the news, and something will trigger something in you, and now you pissed off. Well, when you recognize that that energy is there, you want to gently bring yourself back into the present, but you don't want to criticize yourself and you don't want to beat up on yourself, because in criticizing and beating up yourself, you're just taking yourself down into another vibration, another energy that you really don't want to be in. 528 is where you want to really stay at, and that's the energy of love. But all of this, going through, making the decision to let things go, learning from your past, but not dwelling on it, expressing yourself in love. Stop pointing fingers, disconnect, forgive, and focus on the present. These are just tools that you can use in order to bring yourself in the now and stop staying in the past and helping yourself be the genuine person that you are. What you'll find is as you continue to let things go, the power and the energy of who you truly are is going to start coming forth. Gifts are going to start coming forth that you didn't even know were there. Well, why are they coming forth? Because you've let go of the negative stuff. So as you let go of the negative, the power and the energy of who you are is going to come forth. But again, it is a choice, and it's your choice. That's it. It's on you, Ace.
So, am I echoing?
Yes.
Yeah, this thing is weird tonight. I don't know what that is. So I'm
Try
gonna
taking
be.
your headphones out and just talk on the
I like
computer.
my headphones.
Well, then whatever. See y'all? See?
I like my headphones. They come
Okay.
with this white wire.
I'm going to let this go. I'm going to stay in the present.
If it echoes more, we'll try it without the headphones.
Okay.
So just let me know. You guys just wave, and that means take the white cord out, Ace. Okay, so we'll go with that. So really defining this event for me, just to piggyback on what Annette was talking about, it's all about post-event and defining literally who am I going to be now. So the event happened, people are coming out, more people are coming out, more people are, coming out of this thing. So it's all about, well, who do we choose to be individually now? Because clearly we were definitely different going into it. So now we all have a decision to make. Now we're coming out of it, because it's important for every one of us to understand that this new earth is coming, and it's going to continue to evolve. And you're either going to be a part of speeding up the process, or you're going to be stuck in the process, or you're going to be looking at the process. You're going to be doing one of those. So just define who you are. And I like how Annette just broke everything down. The first thing is really make a decision and then go from there and just work through the steps. And you might find yourself, I've been forgiving a certain individual in a certain situation, like going on a week and a half now. And I just do it every time they pop in my head and I get a little antsy. Who knows what I'm talking about? I just do it right then and there. It's like I understand the triggers, and the key thing is to be present enough to not run the movie, because a lot of people run the episode and they run the movie, and then an hour later you're still thinking about this individual and you're like, what the hell did I do that for? And you just wasted an hour. So we have to discipline ourselves and train ourselves that as we're doing this forgiveness work, because you never know how deep the wound is. You might think it's a surface wound. We're so good at masking things, like putting a Band-Aid on it. You know what I'm talking about? Just something happened, you just put a Band-Aid on it. But we never really go deep and understand how deep the wound went. So sometimes you have to forgive over and over and over and over and over again, and do it genuinely. It can't be a robotic type thing. It has to come genuinely from the heart. And what I'm finding is that the situations and the individuals that I have to forgive over and over again, it becomes a little easier with every time. Then when you start laughing about it, like I do sometimes, then I know I'm getting over it. That's a good signal. For you, it might be something else. But when I can start laughing at the situation or laughing at the individual, then I know I'm coming out of it. And then when I'm able to talk about it, for me, that means I'm completely healed. Because a lot of times when I'm dealing with a major issue, I don't tell nobody. Anybody like that? Like I gotta handle this, and I can't talk to nobody. But as I go through the process, I might come back and use it as a training, and by me being able to express it, my story helps somebody else. And that's an indication that I've been completely healed from it. So as you go through these steps that Annette has laid out, you will figure out your own individual system and makeup and understand where you're at in the process. And you'll start to identify that. And then once you have your system put together, it doesn't matter what shows up, you can do it over and over and over again. But the biggest thing, like she says, you got to be in the dot. You have to be in the dot. And I'm going to tell you something else. I used to run a lot of my movies to and from the office. When I'm in the car, that's when I run the most movies. Anybody like me? Like they just run. You're on your way to work, this, that, and the other. That's where your mind is going. Something triggers, and then you start running these episodes. And before you know it, you got 30 minutes of this junk that you've just downloaded in your system, when you could have stopped it, acknowledge it, accept it, forgive it, and move on. So there you have it. So I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to really talk about some announcements. I think we'll do this probably once a month. A lot of good stuff going on with Forever Phoenix. Annette and I took a trip to Michigan today, and we met with an outfit that's going to be working with the entire rebranding of Forever Phoenix. Really excited stuff. I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but 2014, Forever Phoenix came in as an entity, been up and running for 6 years, 5 years at the office on Mayfield. So now we're looking to take Forever Phoenix into a 2.0 phase, and just get a whole new rework up. Okay. You ever just feel that way? Like, okay, I just got to get a whole new situation going on. So that's what we're going to do with Forever Phoenix. It's a total rebranding, taking out some things, redoing some other things. It's just time, 5 years. We kind of like been through that. Now we want to take ourselves, everything has to evolve, even Forever Phoenix. And one of the first things we're going to be doing and working on is the branding. So look for that to take place maybe a month, month and a half, and maybe shorter, but that's what we're working on. And it was really, really cool going to facility today, working with Brad and his team. And this is an outfit that's going to handle all of our branding needs. And we feel real good about that. So the rebranding is on its way. Look for more events moving forward, more trainings. Annette's been doing a phenomenal job with the Reiki trainings, working with the book club members, the women's events. I want to announce to you guys, I think this might be the first public announcement. We'll be starting a men's group that'll start in July. It'll be for men only. And the group is going to be designed to help our men evolve. Oh boy, we got claps and chairs. And did somebody do a backflip? Okay. It'll be designed for, help our men. If you really look at the makeup of Forever Phoenix, it's majority women, probably 80-90%. And we want to add some masculine energy to that. And it's not all on Annette. I've been kind of like in the shadows for a couple weeks, maybe a little longer than that. I've been in the shadows for the first 4 to 5 years. And so I'm going to start coming out more. And this men's event is something that I'm going to run point on. I've been working on it for a couple years, but I will admit to you, it's not something that I was comfortable with. I was called to do this. This is not anything that I just said, oh, I want to run out. No, it didn't happen like that. They've been working on me, and Annette's been taking shots at me here and there. But we'll be launching that in July. And again, it's going to be an environment where men can come together and evolve. There's a lot of masculine energy that we need to work with, a lot of angry men. Anybody know any angry men? Sometimes I look in the mirror and I see one. A lot of angriness, and we want to start working with those emotions. And this will be huge for me because I've largely liked working with women. I deal with men. I shouldn't say that I don't, but it hasn't been natural. So this is going to be a learning and a healing experience for me as well. But I've got a lot of content that I feel that I could pass on. And we're going to be starting that in July. So we're going to be asking you, people that are part of Forever Phoenix and some of the other people to get the word out. We'll come out with some type of digital flyer or something. And if you have men in your life that you feel that can benefit from this, we want you to invite them. And I'm going to make sure it's not churchy. I'm going to make sure it's not like old fashioned. We're going to have some fun while we evolve at the same time. And that's going to be the whole, again, it's about the men evolving. And as this takes on, I know the women's group has been up and running for a number of years now. So the men have some catching up to do. But as it continues to grow and evolve, we'll start doing some events where we'll be able to be together, this, that, and the other. But we got to start somewhere. So that's going to be coming soon. We're going to be launching that in July. It's going to be about twice a month and no more than an hour. So if anyone says how long it is, hey, just let them know. It's going to be about a 2-hour commitment per month. And I think that's nothing when it comes to evolving as an individual. There'll be some things where I put out there which will challenge them, maybe some reading assignments and homework assignments and things like that. Nothing mandatory, but again, the whole point here is to help this masculine energy evolve. And lately, I've just been noticing a lot of things with our masculine energy. Sometimes I feel men don't get enough credit. Everybody loves mama. Everybody loves mama, but sometimes the men get forgotten about. I think there's also some other pressures that men go through, and we're going to be exploring. I've got a list of maybe 20 some topics that I've just already pointed out, and we're going to try to tackle each one of these and add to that list as we go on. So look for that. Meditation group is also going to be coming up. I'm going to be doing some work with deep silence meditation. I don't have a date for that yet, but it's coming. And so those are just some of the things that we're going to be looking at doing moving forward. And also look out for merchandise, polos, hoodies, hats, Letterman jackets. We're coming out with a brand new line of everything. You know, we really want, you know, right now Forever Phoenix is pretty much dominantly in Cleveland. You know, we have clients outside, but we want to grow it regionally, grow it nationally, and then globally. So we've got to do some things to make that happen. We're going to be looking to put a website together, a shopping site where people can purchase oils, no matter if they're in Barbados or Japan. You know, we want to be able to do that. And we want to just get more global. People always ask what they can do to help. You know, if you guys love what we do at Forever Phoenix, yeah, did I say that right? Saying Merc. Yeah, I gotta get the lingo down. We're gonna be coming out with the new Merc, you know, new. So we're gonna be doing that. People always ask what they can do to help out. Definitely, if you're led, definitely leave a donation. Annette, if you could put the Cash App up there that people can donate. Um, you know, we're not sitting on millions of dollars. When Annette and I put this together, we put a lot of money into this thing to get this thing up and running. And we never really looked at this thing as being a big money maker. We figured that the energy that we put out as far as helping people would take care of us long term. And that's what it's done. I've seen people get out of a wheelchair and take steps at our office. And when you really can visualize the quality of people's lives that get help through the work that we've done, you can't put a price tag on that. So we're going to continue to do this. But yeah, if you ever, I don't care if it's 5 cents, if you're led and you have some extra, by all means donate. I want to thank San. I know San's been one of the people that have been consistently donating. Annette probably has a list of a couple of others, but San, hats off to you because you didn't have to do that. So I just want to thank you for that. And if I miss someone else that's on here that's done, we want to thank you for that too. Um, but yeah, every donation helps, and we're not at the casino with it. It's going into something. It's going to be going into something to help someone else or help at the office. Um, you know, I'm not going to be buying a pair of J's or anything with it. I promise you. So all donations help. We're also looking for volunteers and individuals that have unique skill sets. As we build a brand, if you know anyone that specializes in social media, video editing, we can use their help. Again, we don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to spend, but you guys know building any type of brand, it's all about getting it out. And I see some of these videos out here and I'm like, oh my God, it would take me a year to edit that video and get it out. So if I did, I'd be able to do one video a year, but I know people that can do this stuff in like 5 minutes. So if you know anybody that specializes in that type of stuff, definitely get them in touch with either Annette or myself, because as we get this thing to 2.0, we are looking to take this thing. And I believe we have a lot of content that the masses need to see. I see a lot of stupid videos going viral and I'm like, what on earth? Like 3 million views and he's mad, she's mad and all that. And I'm like, wow, you know, but hey, I understand it. That's the culture and that's where it is. But so we definitely can use some help there. And also volunteers. You know, if you got about 5 hours to volunteer a month, whatever it is, if you want to help out, we're not going to turn anything down. But um, we're looking for these next 5 years to be tenfold what the first 5 was. Um, you know, Ned probably has the numbers better than me, but I think we've helped pretty close to 600-700 people. We've helped hundreds and hundreds of people since 2014. And it's been a great experience. There's been a ton of testimonies, and we want to continue this. And I'm going to be coming in and doing more myself. Pretty soon I'll be taking on clients and working with people, whether it's meditation, counseling. Um, I got a different kind of style, but for years, I've put together the top sales teams in my space, in the entire country, and that's just what I do. I work with people and just get them better. And I think a lot of it is due to the fact that I've been through a lot of hell in my life, and I give back through the experiences just to help people get better. So that's going to be coming down the pipeline too. So a lot of good stuff. And again, I want to thank you guys for being here since the beginning. Um, it's, whether you've been with us a month or 4 or 5 years, we love each and every one of you guys. And we're going to continue to do this, even though we're kind of like in the post event. I think these Thursday sessions have been pretty cool for everyone. So we're going to continue to do this. We're going to continue to do the Sunday meditations. Those are going to get better as we continue to move on. In fact, we'll be having our meditation this Sunday at 7 p.m. again, and we're just going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it rolling, whether it's 2 people on here or 200. We're going to continue to do what we do, and that's that. So I think that's about all the announcement. And then if I've missed anything, I'm going to let you kind of like add to that and close it out. But again, I truly appreciate each and every one of you for all of the support. And I truly, truly, truly mean that. When we started this thing, we had no idea where it was going to go. We met at a bench at a park, and she just said, "We got to do this, Ace." And I'm looking at her like, "You are effing crazy." I mean, literally, like, you are out of your mind. But I was so scared. I said, if I don't do this, they might come get me. So, so we didn't do a lot of planning. When you look at how we started this to where we are now, it's just like, how the hell did we get here? But that's where you just let spirit guide you, and no big business plans, just an idea, talking things through, and here we are. And I also want to thank Annette for really spearheading this, because she's been the front of it from the very beginning. We did that by design, but you still need it, even though we're partners. I have to give her credit for really taking the initiative and keeping things going while I did some of the things on the back end. So again, thanks to all of you guys. So Annette, I'll turn it over to you real quick. If you have anything else to add, close us out, and we're out of here.
Yeah, just a couple comments. Someone on the men's group, they said it might be fun to see Ace 88 preaching.
I don't see that in the comments. You just made that up.
No, it's on my phone. Sorry.
Oh. I'm not even gonna ask who that's from.
I'm not telling. And then I got another text that it really, thanks for the Zoom meetings, that it really keeps me on task with my own growth and development. So appreciate those. We just received a $100 donation. So I also
Oh,
want to
wow. Thank you.
that
Appreciate
person. And those of you who are my Reiki students, I am going to be doing a Reiki update with all the new rules and regulations due to the event. There are some changes that you're going to have to do as you go forward doing Reiki. So you'll be hearing about a workshop on that. Also, anybody interested in taking Reiki 1, please let me know. I have a class coming up in June for that. So just want to know, for those who don't know what Reiki is, basically Reiki 1 is healing yourself. You're going to learn how to heal yourself through meditation, through understanding your chakras, understanding energy, and being able to go within self using hand motions and start healing yourself. So as you heal yourself, you can heal the world. But it also always starts with you. So we will be having some more Reiki 1 classes coming up. And I am getting ready to take a workshop on Reiki 1. I think it's Reiki 1 online. So excited about that because I have several people that are out of town that want to learn Reiki. So those are some of the new things that we have going on the Reiki side. So that's all I have. Much love to each and every one of you. You know, Ace, San, and Shara have been with me probably 15 years.
Oh, wow. You
Yeah.
don't get that for
It's
murder.
longer than that, Shara?
It's been 20 years.
Oh,
It's been
okay.
longer than that. It's been 22 years for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Since
You
we
know,
roll
so
with Don.
Toya has been 15. So, you know, I really appreciate, you know, they've been rolling with me from the very beginning before, you know, you and I even met. So, you know, this thing is really growing and I appreciate, you know, each one that's here and even the people that you've brought in on the side. You all are family to us. You know, there's not one or other. Every last one that's on the call, you are family to us. We always send you Reiki love and light every single day. Dawn Rivers, she's our yoga instructor. She lost her great aunt, so she asked us to send her prayers as she goes through the preparation of that. So, oh, okay, got somebody for Reiki 1. Okay, so that's it. Love each and every one of you. Memorial Day is coming up on Monday, but we will be here Sunday for meditation. And again, if there's any topics that you all want us to go through, please let us know. But again, we love you. We send you love and light every single day. And just keep doing what you do, and that's loving self. So that's it. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Good
Love you
night.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Night, everybody.
Good night.